Do you think, well, there's a little bit of more blues coming up these days than there was maybe 2 or 3 years ago? Do you think it will happen? Do you think it's...
Yeah, I think bands like Black Keys and Alabama Shakes are really doing a good job kicking the door in a bit, you know. But I mean, besides those two, really, I mean, there's not really many new bands coming out and making an impact, you know. Well, Black Keys aren't even new, really. Alabama Shakes are kind of the only rock band to have come out of nowhere and with this sound and really kicked down the door for almost 5 years, you know. So, which is crazy thinking about it. Back in the day, where there used to be a different band every 2 weeks, there used to be another one going up the charts and stuff. So it's a dark time for rock music, but it's still got Black Keys and Alabama Shakes fighting the good fight.
Is there any contemporary music? Well, contemporary music. Is there any popular modern music that you do like? Or?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of stuff that's coming out at the moment. It's just no one else listens to it, you know. People like Josh T. Pearson and I like Phoenix. I saw Phoenix the other day. They're good. I like Phoenix. All these bands are leaving me now.
Well, you mentioned Phoenix, which is a little bit more folksy. You played folk in the beginning as well, didn't you? When you started out.
Yeah.
How did you make the transition from the mellow folksy to the more bluesy?
It's just
or why?
I suppose with the whole folk thing, it was quite a melancholy time, and listening to people like Nick Drake and John Martin and stuff. And I think every guy goes through it at some stage, whether it be Nick Drake or Morrissey and the Smiths or something like that. You have certain artists where they're very melancholy and, around 2021, I think every guy goes through a little phase like that where feeling sorry for themselves and drinking too much. But so I just got happier, I guess.
Well, that's quite surprising because blues isn't necessarily a happy music, or...
Yeah, but it's aggressive. You can be aggressive with that sadness, whereas folk is very melancholy sadness, whereas blues you get it out of you through that, you get it out through the performance rather than wallowing in the
self-pity.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you just mentioned your upcoming album. When can we expect something? And do you have an album title yet?
I don't have an album title yet. I've got loads of working titles.
Can you share one with us?
No, because they're all jokes. Like, they're all kind of jokes, but very inappropriate jokes. But I can't even think of any on the top of my head. I do have a list. We did make a list on the band in the van in America. There's about 10 long of just ridiculous names, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. But the album should be out end of this year or start of next year, depending on how well our melancholic experiments go.
Okay. Final question. How important was the song for Walking Dead for you?
Yeah, it was such a fantastic help to us because it coincided perfectly with our first trip to America, which we've just been there for 2 and a bit months. So it came out during the tour. So as far as a promotional tool, it was such a great timing for us, because that's like the biggest show on cable out there. So it gave us such a publicity boost as well, and it also really showcased us in a way was very positive to the sound as well, because I think people need a kind of a picture frame to see a lot of music in nowadays, and TV and adverts and films do that a lot. So it put it in the emotional context was there, and then the song played, whereas most people they're on the internet, they're just clicking through on the songs, so they don't particularly attach a certain emotion to the song. They have to come up with their own, and the more the songs you listen to, the harder that becomes, I think. So it was very good for us that people were in that emotional state before the song was played. So that was very good for us, I think.
Have you heard any nice responses? Somebody told you, well, I heard that song on the show. And
Yeah, there was in America. There's loads of people would just come up to us. Not even at it happened a few times. Not even at a show, people would come up and be like, "Hey, you that guy on the thing," which was very odd. I've never had before either. So yeah, it was very touching that the song affected people so much.
okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.